Hello guys, welcome to another video and thank you so much for visiting my channel. My name is Natasha, I'm a polyglot, I am fluent in 9 languages, and today I'm going to rank those languages on a scale 1 to 10 based on how good they sound or based on their attractiveness. This is something that's so popular these days on social media, ranking people, events, things and everything else on the scale 1 to 10. So I'm going to do that with languages, which is, I feel, the only topic I'm competent to talk about. So let's start. First language that I want to rank is English, and English is getting only 5 out of 10 points in my ranking list, mostly because it's just boring. Everyone speaks it, it's not exciting to learn, it's not exciting to listen to, we are surrounded with English on a daily basis, it doesn't wake up any emotions in my case, it just sounds like good old boring English. So it only gets 5 points because of that reason. Otherwise, I don't have anything against English. I'm living in English-speaking country. Maybe that's the reason why I'm so bored with English. So only 5 out of 10 points in my case. Language that definitely gets 10 out of 10, and it's the only language on my list that is going to get all 10 points, is Spanish. I know that this is not surprising for those of you who have been following me for a while. It's my favorite language, I always keep saying that. But I think that this is an opinion that's really popular. I think that everyone that I know agrees with that. 99.9% world's population thinks that Spanish is a beautiful language. So many people are trying to learn it. Even those who are not are listening to Spanish music. And let's be honest, people from Spanish-speaking countries whose native language is Spanish are also ranked pretty high on every attractiveness list. So Spanish is the only language today that's going to get 10 out of 10 points. The only language that, in my opinion, is close in attractiveness to Spanish is Italian. This is also very predictable, and I'm going to give Italian 9 out of 10 points. Honestly, it could also get 10 out of 10 points, and the only reason why it's not getting those 10 points is the fact that it's not so spoken as Spanish, is way less popular, not only among native speakers, but also among people who are trying to learn languages. And one more reason why it's losing 1 point on attractiveness scale is the fact that a lot of people are making fun of native Italian speakers trying to speak English or any other language. They have this particular accent that you can always tell they're Italian when they start speaking foreign language. And this is something that may sound funny to some people, and that's why I'm going to take 1 point off their rating. But otherwise, I love Italian so much, and in my heart it's 10 out of 10, but I'm going to give it 9 points just to make sure that you all understand how much I love Spanish. Brazilian Portuguese, on the other hand, is one of those Romanic languages that has potential to be 10 out of 10, but unfortunately it does sound a little bit different and a little bit less beautiful than Spanish and Italian. One reason for it is the fact that Portuguese from Portugal exists, and in my opinion it's not the prettiest language on earth. I personally speak Brazilian Portuguese. When I was deciding whether to learn Portuguese from Europe or Portuguese from Brazil, I had no doubt that Portuguese from Brazil is much more useful for me, and I completely ignored Portuguese from Portugal. But when I listened to it for the first time, when I heard it for the first time, I realized that it really doesn't sound pretty. Actually, it doesn't even sound like Romanic language, and that's the reason why I'm going to give Portuguese only 7 out of 10, which is very surprising for a Romanic language to be ranked so low on this scale, but unfortunately, Portuguese from Portugal does bring this rating down a little bit. Next on the list is Serbian. Serbian is my native language, so I'm going to be a little bit biased with rating. I'm going to give it 6 out of 10, and as I said, it's only because it's my native language, even though I'm aware that Slavic languages in general don't sound pretty to anyone. I have never heard anyone say how nice Russian or Polish or Serbian sound. I'm very well aware that Slavic languages are not pretty, but since Serbian is my native language, I'm going to give it a little bit above the average rating. And I have to tell you that actually Serbian music can sound really good, even though it's sung in Serbian. Czech, on the other hand, I love Czech Republic so much. I'm fluent in Czech because I lived there, but let's be honest, it's not the nicest sounding language. I'm going to give it 5 out of 10 just because I'm also a little bit biased since I spent so much time there, but I have, even in all that time that I have spent there, I have never heard a good sounding Czech song, so Sorry, only 5 out of 10 for Czech language. Russian, on the other hand, let's finish with the Slavic languages thing. Russian is going to be ranked very low. I would give it 3 out of 10 probably. I'm so sorry to my fellow Russian subscribers. I love your culture, I love your literature, but let's be honest, Russian doesn't sound good. It sounds very harsh. I know that a lot of people find Russian accent funny when Russian speakers speak English or any other language. I can detect a native Russian speaker no matter what other languages they speak. And this is not anything against your country or your culture, but when it comes to the way your language sounds, I think it's only like 3 out of 10. I'm sorry. Greek is going to be next, and I'm going to give Greek 6 out of 10. The reason is it's beautiful language, it's very melodic, it sounds beautiful in songs, it sounds beautiful when it's spoken, whether it's fast or slow, it's beautiful written. But I feel it's one of those languages that are really misunderstood because it's so unpopular. Nobody wants to learn Greek. It's not very useful either, and I feel that most of the people don't really have experience with listening to Greek. And that's the only reason why it's ranking so low on my scale, because no matter how attractive you are, if you're misunderstood by people, you have to kinda get low ranking. Albanian is the last language that I'm going to rank today, and I don't even know where to put it. It's not among the most beautiful languages. I'm very well aware of that, and I apologize to my Albanian speakers, but I'm going to give it maybe 4 to 5 out of 10. I'm so sorry for this, but it's also combination of misunderstood and not very well known and popular language, but at the same time it's not so melodic as Greek. It can sound a little bit harsh and a little bit weird, so it's only going to get 4.5 out of 10. So I was only ranking languages that I personally speak. There are 9 of them. If I could rank few more languages, there are definitely some that would get 1 out of 10 or 0 out of 10, but I'm not going to do that today since I don't speak them. Let me know in the comments how would you rank these 9 languages that I have mentioned in my video, and thank you so much for watching. See you soon.